India is fighting a twin battle in Jammu and Kashmir. On one hand is the coronavirus pandemic, and on the other hand are the terrorists who are being pushed from across the border and are being neutralized by our forces in the valley. And at such a time, one would expect the opposition to stand shoulder to shoulder with the government and our braves as well. But the opposition and some within this country are busy shedding tears for Pakistan sympathizers and terrorists. Congress party even went on to the extent of questioning how did the explosives-laden car reach the checkpoint, reach the high security zone. Listen in.
पुलवामा अटैक की तरह से जो एक्सप्लोसिव एक गाड़ी में मिले बताए गए, वो वहां तक वो गाड़ी एक्सप्लोसिव भर के पहुंच कैसे चली गई, ये भी एक जांच करने की आवश्यकता है। पहले जो पुलवामा अटैक हुआ था उस समय भी सवाल खड़े किए थे कुछ लोगों ने, हमने नहीं किया था, लेकिन लोगों ने मांग की थी कि उस हाई सिक्योरिटी जोन में जितना मूवमेंट रहे टोटली, तो वो इतना भारी एक्सप्लोसिव से भरी हुई गाड़ी वहां तक पहुंच कैसे गई। और ये सवाल आज भी इस तरह से खड़ा होता है और मैं समझता हूं कि इसकी बहुत गंभीरता से जांच होनी चाहिए।
Well, we have a breaking development on this broadcast. We've accessed a video footage of PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti's top aide, Nazir Ahmad. And in the video, Mr. Nazir Ahmad is seen condoling with the separatist-in-chief and Hurriyat boss, Ahmad Sehrai. Remember, Sehrai's son was gunned down by the forces along with other Islamist terrorists, with the top Hizbul commander, with Riaz Naiku in fact. And of course, the Neta here, the PDP politician, has no time for the martyred braves, but he has time to shed tears for the terrorists and Pakistani sympathizers. And in fact, we have a reaction coming in. The video accessed by Times Now shows PDP Neta standing patiently. If you look at this video closely, he's standing patiently with folded hands to hear the Hurriyat boss rant against India for eliminating his son who joined the Hizbul terror outfit.
Sadiq Sahab ٲسۍتن, Mir Qasim ٲسۍتن, Mufti Sahab ٲسۍتن, Mufti Sahabٕکۍ کوٗر ٲسۍ سٲری تتھ خطس منٛز، یہِ حظ ٲسۍ ذِمہٕ قوم یِتھِس تاونس منٛز. آز وٕچھزیو وۄنۍ مزٕ، یِتھیٛادَے کریکھ وۄنۍ تۄہہِ اگر وٕچھ پتہ کِتھ پٲٹھۍ چھِ گژھان کِتھ اُٹھی جان. میرے بیٹے کی بات نہیں ہے، وہ مسئلہ ہزاروں بیٹے اس طرح یہاں پڑھے لکھے کیریئر نہیں تھا. क्या ये मिनिस्टर नहीं बन सकते थे, क्या ये कोई पॉलिटिशियन नहीं बन सकते थे. द्राय यम गदार गए हिंदुस्तान दानमित कर तम पे तावनस लोग सोरे खुदा अगर वन ये आज त समझन तेल तावन, ये आज त समझन बे कर यह वत अख्तियार तेल बोड़ तावन.
And we in fact confronted and grilled the pro-Pak PDP Neta, and he shockingly was defending himself. He defended shedding tears for a terrorist.
पीस और हमारे मज़हब में और बाकी मज़हबों में बतौरी इंसानियत मैं वहाँ गया, ताज़्ज़त की, बाकी उसमें कुछ नहीं था. अगर उसके बजाय जो सहराई साहब का बेटा था जो मिलिटेंट था, उसमें तो कोई दोहराया नहीं है, लेकिन उससे पहले जो आर्मी का वो शायद वो कर्नल था, मैंने पहले भी उसका पोस्ट चढ़ाया, ट्वीट किया है कि उसके साथ भी मैंने ताज़्ज़त की. पुलिस वाला जो यहाँ का पुलवामा का था, तो बस एक इंसान, मैंने बोला कि हम ब्लड बाथ नहीं चाहते, इसलिए बतौर इंसान मैं वहाँ गया.
Let's go across to our editor-in-chief, Rahul Shivshankar is joining us from the Newspit along with Pradeep and Pranesh. Rahul, this pro-Pak PDP Neta says insaniyat, humanity, और वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ इन terrorists के लिए है. He is also, in a way comparing the martyred brave soldiers to these terrorists.
This is not just about one particular leader, it's about a mindset. And we've seen it also with the former Congress Union Minister. The former Congress Union Minister has come out and tried to create an alibi, viewers, and this is what we need to understand for Pakistan by suggesting or questioning the operation yesterday in Pulwama. Then you have Mr. Yattu of the PDP, very close to Mehbooba Mufti, leader of the PDP's youth wing. And he is standing there in those pictures with his head bowed, hands crossed, listening to an anti-India rant. Did he have it in him to tell this particular terror sympathizer and separatist that this is not the way? No. Has he ever been to the house of those Indian braves who are never going to come back home to express sympathies? No, he has not. And that's the reason why this story assumes the proportions it does. Because here you have a former minister at the center, a vital component of Team Sonia, and on the other side, a senior PDP leader, a vital component of Team Mufti. And what are they doing? They are building a case for Pakistan and the terrorists they sponsor. Pradeep has accessed this footage. This is a big story, viewers, because what we are dealing with right now in our northern frontier is nothing but hostility, aggression from both Pakistan and its patron, China. Pradeep. If you can hear me, Pradeep, go ahead. This is a very big story, and it tells you so much more.
Yes, in fact, yes, Rahul, this is really... Yes, Rahul, you rightly said this is really disturbing and disgraceful to see that these mainstream political party leaders, instead of swearing by Indian constitution, they are paying Hazri in Darbar of Ashraf Sarai, who is a separatist chairman of Hurriyat Conference, and he often spews venom against India, and he believes in disintegrating country. And these leaders, like whether it's PL Punya or whether it's like Nazir Ahmed Yattu, they are the one who are providing oxygen to ecosystem of terror, and they are the one who are providing, giving clean shit to Pakistan. Instead of, in fact, trying to give pat on Braveheart's back, what they are trying to do is they are trying to politicize their valor, and they're giving clean shit to villains like Pakistan and Pak proxy. See, this Sarai, his son was a Hizbul Mujahideen commander who was killed in an encounter with security forces in Nawakadal area. And same Hizbul Mujahideen along with Jaish-e-Mohammed, they were plotting similar kind of terror attack what took place last year in Pulwama. And this attack was foiled by security forces. And what PL Punya was doing? PL Punya, instead of congratulating and appreciating role of security forces, what he was trying to do, he was trying to cast aspersions, and that way he was sowing the seeds of suspicion in the minds of the people, and he was trying to help only Pakistan because he was giving clean chit to Pakistan, because no rocket science is required to find out where from all these terrorists are coming, because Congress had been in power for so many years. And so far as case of this Yattu is concerned, I confronted him. I asked him one question: had you ever been to those houses where the family members have lost bravehearts fighting against terrorists? And he said, no, I've been here for the peace. I said, if you had been here for peace, did you had the guts to tell this man, Ashraf Sarai, that your son was a terrorist, and stop youngsters from taking a Pakistani gun and stop fighting against security forces, come and join mainstream? He said, no, I didn't tell. I said, what kind of peace then you had been talking about? You rightly said this is the mindset of the PDP, because they had been sympathizing with the terrorists from day one. That is how
where
they
the
felt
Congress
that
doubts our braves, and you have a
political,
situation where the PDP goes and sympathizes with individuals who are killing our braves. What do you make of this?
After paying homage to a terrorist and his family, this man has the gall to insult our braves. This is his tweet. Nazir Ahmed Yattu, this is from 21st of May, and look at this photo and the text that accompanies this. Bullet has no religion. Violence leads to violence. Give chance to peace. Rest in peace. Constable Anup Singh. In any other country, forget any other country, his heart bleeds for Pakistan. Had he written this about the Pak army personnel, he would have been in jail, Rahul. Is this the way you express condolence to a fallen soldier, to a martyr? Certainly not. But these people are emboldened, or have been emboldened, by the lack of action, but not anymore.
Well, there you go. There you go. The cover is entirely blown, Swati. This is disgraceful and disturbing, and it's been all caught on camera. It's there for all of us to see.
Well, absolutely not the first time and not the only Neta to take a stand against our forces, against the country, and to sympathize with the terrorists. In fact, we have guests on the broadcast. We are joined by Tuhin Sinha, author and spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Colonel Rohit Dev, defense analyst. Dr. John Dayal, human rights activist, joins us, along with Iftikhar Misgar, is a political analyst. Let's go across to Iftikhar Misgar first. Iftikhar Misgar, this Neta says, and he's justifying it by equating the bravado of our forces to coward terrorists. He says he tweets for a martyred colonel and a brave police officer, and it's okay in that case to then shed a tear for a terrorist?
This has become the theme in our country. When we see terrorist ideals is being garlanded, who killed the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. His ideal is being garlanded and everywhere shouted with a very proud and pride that he is the hero of the nation. So these things are happening since quite a long time when people.
What are you talking about? In which world do you live? Mr. Misgar,
India, and I'm talking about
Mr. Misgar, what are you talking about? कौन से देश में आप रह रहे हैं? कौन से देश में रह रहे हैं आप? एक टेररिस्ट पर पूछे गए सवाल पर you're talking about the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. I want Colonel Rohit Dev to respond to that.
क्या नथुराम गोडसे टेररिस्ट नहीं था मैडम? क्या नथुराम गोडसे के पुतलों पे गार्लैंड माला नहीं चढ़ाई गई? So this is what the narrative has been changed in our country. So you will find politicians in the same grass.
नहीं, एक सेकेंड. नथुराम गोडसे को हीरो कौन कह रहा है? नथुराम गोडसे को हीरो कौन कह रहा है? And don't derail my debate. Don't derail the debate. Can you not condemn what this PDP Neta has said and done? Can you not condemn the statements that have been made by Mr. PL Punia and leaders like Farooq Abdullah and Ghulam Nabi Azad in favor of terrorists and against our forces? Can you not condemn them?
I definitely will condemn whatever will go against the country. I definitely will condemn, but the condemnation should come from
then why can't you directly come to the point? Then why can't you directly come to the point? Unfortunately, that is the situation in the country. Let me bring in Colonel Rohit Dev. Colonel Rohit Dev. I know this is shocking, but should we be surprised? Or is it that these individuals are only identifying themselves prominently now as pro-Pak sympathizers?
Of tyranny which has been curated by these evil minds who are soaked in political vulturism and blood on their hand due to seditious attitude is appalling and most shocking. There can be no other talk than calling a terrorist a terrorist. We have had so many cases in our rich history that if somebody has picked up arms against the state, his family has disowned him. We have had so many cases in which political maturity has come to life and also shunned such kind of terrorist activities. But in India, somehow in the current dispensation of last 7-8 years, one is seeing that people are so much, it seems as if they are in some kind of a favor. They want to repay Pakistan, repay the other countries who are hostile to us by calling and naming and elevating people who actually are nobody but terrorists. I fail to understand in this nation that how are these politicians even getting their votes from the same citizen on whose body and soul they are trading their
those
blood.
Questions across to Dr. John Dayal. Dr. John Dayal, Mr. Sehrai's son was a terrorist. He joined the Hizbul Mujahideen. He was a terrorist. Why do we need to shed tear for a terrorist who wages a war against our nation?
There's no question of getting a for a terrorist. Now, a terrorist is an enemy of the state, so period. He should be treated as such. All these apologists, I am appalled at even hearing them on national television to justify something which is absolutely not justifiable. If you will kindly mute him.
All right, sir. All right. Let Mr. Dayal come in. All right. Dr. Dayal, go ahead.
No. My stated position always has been, and I actually believe in it. Anybody who takes up arms against the state and dies pays for it. You cannot pick up arms against the state and not pay for it. So there is no question. He was a terrorist. He paid for it with his life. That is a given. But I must tell you, I did not hear the Congress spokesman eulogize the terrorist. He's questioning an entirely different narrative. How did that car come there? And we all know that at this time, infiltration takes place. There is a certain, how should I say, porosity of the border. People come in and steps will be taken to seal those things. Those are different things. Mehbooba worked for 4
Steps
years.
were taken, Dr. John Dayal. There was an intel input and there was a timely intervention by our forces. They were alert on ground. That's how they could avert the major terror attack. Let me go across to Tuhin Sinha. So when a terrorist dies, you can go to the terrorist place, shed tears, but when our forces avert a major terror attack from happening, doubt them, question them.
Well, Swati, let me first congratulate you for exposing this video in which the PDP Neta's links with the terrorist stand exposed. And in fact, like Rahul Shivshankar had pointed out, it is this mentality which is very scary. It was this mentality because of which Mehbooba Mufti is still in jail. To all those people who've asked us, and this mentality is called the Jeewe Pakistan mentality. We realized it in 2018 when, despite being in power with us for 3 years, we realized that we could not align PDP with our development agenda, and as very covertly, they would still be obsessed with pro-Pakistan ideas, and that is the reason we abandoned them overnight. As far as Congress is concerned, the Congress has always had a very dubious stand on issues of national importance. Can we forget the day when Sandeep Dixit had openly likened our army chief to Gali Ka Gunda? Can we forget the day that one fine evening last August, when the Congress Working Committee could not elect its new president, Rahul Gandhi comes out and he peddles a rumor that there is bloodshed in Pakistan, and suddenly Imran Khan picks up that rumor and starts spreading that rumor against India? So Congress has always had a very dubious stand when it comes to issues of national importance. They don't realize that the security agencies need to be successful 1,000 times.
But that shouldn't become the new normal. That shouldn't become the new normal, and such a mentality and mindset has to be nipped in the bud. Our forces are averting those major terror attacks to keep us safe. In fact, those netas in the valley are also safe today because the soldiers are guarding the borders, and they should be thankful to them instead of doubting their intentions and going to the house of a terrorist and shedding tear and offering their condolences. With that, I'm wrapping up this debate. Tuhin Sinha, Colonel Rohit Dev, Dr. John Dayal and Iftikhar Misgar. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome back. 2 days before the lockdown fourth phase is going to end, Times Now has accessed the three-pronged plan of the centre. The centre is ready with this plan for the post-31st May period. Our editor internal security, Nikunj Garg, has accessed exclusive details about the centre's plan, which includes more decision-making power for the state. Isn't it, Nikunj?
Well, absolutely, Swati. A big difference coming again from the last time. First of all, the big difference would be that the nationally proscribed list of activities that are proscribed across the country would be pruned at the central level. At the level of the state governments also, that list can be pruned by the state government. And state governments had to strictly adhere to those banned list. They could not make any addition or deletion on their own. So from 1st of June, it may be a scenario that you will have restaurants open in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh or Arunachal Pradesh, but they may still remain closed in Delhi or Mumbai. Similarly, for other proscribed activities like religious congregations, marriage gatherings, funeral processions, etc., etc. Second thing, very important point is that the curfew timings, which are right now nationally described as 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., no congregation allowed, no movement, no inessential movement of goods, people, services allowed, would also be decided by the state governments concerned. So again, you may have relaxations, a complete 24-hour relaxation for curfew in Arunachal Pradesh, but the similar restrictions that are in existence right now may continue in Delhi on 1st of June as well. So state-specific relaxation, state-specific guidelines will be more discretion and decentralization of lockdown process will happen. Critically enough, the central government will now focus its energies on 13 municipal areas in which 70% of the caseload is coming of the country, of the entire COVID-19 load.
Cabinet Secretary yesterday, as you know, Swati, had also held a meeting of the municipal commissioners of these 13 municipalities for the first time ever. So quite clearly now they have got the gap areas in these municipalities. Like some said we have a shortage of ICU beds, some said we have shortage of ventilators and other critical equipment or paramedics. Those gaps would now be filled by the central government. Rest of all the relaxations and guidelines would be framed largely by the state governments.
Nikunj, thank you very much for updating us on that front. We are moving on now. It's time's up for Twitter in America as the President of America, Donald Trump, signs an executive order clipping Twitter's wings. Now, between this war of words which is ongoing between Twitter and the President of America, social media platforms have lost their legal immunity if they edit content uploaded by the users. When Twitter fact-checked Donald Trump on his tweet on false voting claims, he said, and he accused them of unchecked power.
The choices that Twitter makes when it chooses to suppress, edit, blacklist, shadow, ban, are editorial decisions, pure and simple. They're editorial decisions. In those moments, Twitter ceases to be a neutral public platform and they become an editor with a viewpoint. What they choose to fact check and what they choose to ignore or even promote is nothing more than a political activism group or political activism. And it's inappropriate. Today I'm signing an executive order to protect and uphold the free speech and rights of the American people. Currently, social media giants like Twitter receive an unprecedented liability shield based on the theory that they're a neutral platform.
Well, there have been controversies surrounding Twitter in India as well, and the CEO of Twitter was accused of left-wing bias. And many in India, in fact, are welcoming this move, this decision taken by the US president. Listen to some reactions.
So what President Trump did yesterday in the US is essentially say that social media platforms cannot get into the business of censoring people based on criteria that is not explicitly transparent and disclosed to the community at large. This is what I argued in July 2019 when I raised this in Parliament repeatedly, that there ought to be an algorithmic accountability bill in India so that social media platforms like Twitter and other companies don't just get away by saying we have algorithms that decide whether to silence you or to amplify you. Rather, there is a scrutiny of what is the nature of logic built into those algorithms, what kind of bias exists or does not exist.
Unfortunately, our politicians have really proved very weak and they have not taken any action for years. It's high time they learn some lessons from Trump and put these people into place where they belong to. They are a platform, they are not opinion spouting places. For that you have got various other publications. Jack can start a publication, he can keep on giving views on his own social media platform, but let us speak out the way we want to.
Let's go across to our guest. Priyanka Deo from New India Junction joins us on the broadcast along with political analyst Royden Roach. Good evening to both of you. Let me first go across to Priyanka Deo. In fact, in 2018, the CEO of Twitter himself had admitted of a biased attitude, a biased approach when he said that yes, their bias is more left-leaning and that their establishment should be removing this or getting rid of this. Do you think a similar action on lines of what the US president has done can be expected in India? Should we take such a decision? There is this debate going on social media as well.
Hi, thank you. I think that there should absolutely be action on this issue. The reason being that social media platforms, yes, they started out as social networking platforms. That's fine. But now they've become big players in the news business, which means they are definitely a part of media. So I do think that because in India, the best we can do is offer advisories. So the best that we can do is actually take action and strict action on what's coming out, because false news is becoming a thing in India right now. And it's causing chaos amidst COVID-19. We saw that in a couple of instances. So in terms of censorship, I do think that there needs to be regulation on social media platforms as well as on media. It's fine for people, as they started out, it's fine for people to give their opinions and tweet out, but why should it be censored? You should be able to state your opinion without fear of being censored or having your Twitter account suspended. And this has happened in the US in the past before, and I'm glad that Trump has finally taken some kind of action. It's happened with prominent senators like Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz. They've also complained about the very same thing, and it's now that they are taking action. So I think it's high time that India does need to take action at the national level and create some kind of regulation that is, in fact, politically neutral.
Okay. All right. So you demand some sort of a regulation. Let me go across to Mr. Roach. Mr. Roach, the allegation is that Twitter has an anti-right-wing ideology. Why shouldn't a social media platform be neutral? Why should it have, a biased approach towards one particular ideology?
See, when it comes to Twitter, it is nothing biased about any certain party or certain wing which is there or not. What happens basically is Twitter is a platform where they censor certain things which creates issues. When you try to provoke people using Twitter and all, Twitter has the right to ban you. Twitter has the right to even block your tweet. So I think every social media should have that. So if they do it in favor, that doesn't mean that what Trump says, that everyone should favor him. Whatever he says has to come out. Yes, you're saying something which is provoking people.
But that's the very allegation. It's only being done against people of a particular ideology. It isn't very neutral in the action that it takes. That's the allegation.
And when we see certain left wings, we see certain people like Donald Trump, they want the media to listen to them. We see how he treats the media. Sells over there. We see CNN how it's being treated. We see BBC at times how it's being treated. The arrogance he has, the man has arrogance against the media.
All right. I have to interrupt you there. I don't have much time for the debate. But thank you very much, Priyanka Dev and Royden Roach for joining us on the debate. एक छोटा सा break ले रहे हैं, आगे और भी खबरें. India's corona count is increasing, and the financial capital and national capital are the places from where maximum cases are being reported. Well, there are some viral videos also doing the rounds. The allegation is that the lapses are a reason that there is a day-to-day rise in both the financial capital and the national capital as well. Now, this particular video that we are going to play out for you now is shot by a young activist who lost his father to the coronavirus infection. Now, he alleges that they had to pay 10,000 rupees for the ambulance service and an additional 6,000 rupees for the coffin. But no help was provided by the government when it came to performing the final rites, when it came to cremation.
Hello guys, एक्चुअली जो है बताया जा रहा है ना कि कोरोना वायरस वालों को इतनी फैसिलिटी दे रही है गवर्नमेंट, असल में ऐसा कुछ है नहीं। मेरे पापा 7 तारीख को एक्सपायर हुए थे और आज 13 तारीख है, तो आज हमें बॉडी मिल रही है इतने दिनों बाद, और 8 तारीख को रिपोर्ट आ गई थी कोरोना वायरस की। और सरकार की तरफ से बोला जा रहा है फैसिलिटी मिल रही है एम्बुलेंस की, कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं मिल रही। इनने एम्बुलेंस करवाई है और 10,000 रुपये लिए, और इतने दिनों से मतलब बताया जाता है कि कोरोना वायरस वालों को 3 या 4 दिन के अंदर बॉडी रेफर की जाती है, और आज 7 दिन हो गए, हफ्ता हो गया, आज हमें बॉडी दे रहे हैं। इतनी लापरवाही हो रही है मतलब कोरोना वायरस को लेके। और मेरे पापा को कोरोना वायरस था, और मैंने हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से भी बात करी थी इस बारे में कॉल पे, उनने भी फ़ोन करा, डिटेल ली, और 1 हफ्ता हो गया, अभी तक हमारे घर के अंदर कोई बंदा नहीं आया, ना सैनिटाइजर करवाया, ना कुछ कराया, ना हमारा चेकअप हुआ। मतलब इतनी लापरवाही हो रही है गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, दिल्ली सरकार की तरफ से, आप देख ही सकते हो। और इस वाली मशीन के अंदर मेरे फादर है, इस वाली मशीन के अंदर मेरे फादर है, और बाकी सब में बॉडी रखी गई है ये बस। मतलब इस बॉक्स के हॉस्पिटल वालों ने 6,000 रुपये ले रही है, और ये हॉस्पिटल बता रहे एम्स का है, ट्रोमा सेंटर। मतलब यहाँ मतलब क्या बोलूँ मैं, हम तो चलो मिडिल क्लास फैमिली से बिलोंग करते हैं, जो बंदा गरीब हो कहाँ से देगा 10,000 रुपये? 10,000 रुपये एक बंदे की सैलरी होती है, और जो बंदा मर रहा है तो बंदा कहाँ से जाएगा? मतलब यहाँ 3 दिन से बॉडी पड़ी, चलो हमारे पापा के हफ्ते को, और बंदों कितने हफ्तों से बॉडी पड़ी हुई।
सरकार कह रही है एम्बुलेंस फ्री है, ये सब फ्री है, सरकार कह रही है।
हाँ, सरकार ने भी कहा था कि जिसको कोरोना वायरस है सरकार की तरफ से एम्बुलेंस फ्री होती है, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं जो रियल लाइफ में चल रहा है ना, ऐसा कुछ नहीं।
हम गए थे, हमारी यहाँ पर कोई हेल्प नहीं हुई है, और ये मेरा बेटा है जिनकी डेथ हुई है, उनका बेटा है, और ये हमने किट पहन के हमने सब कुछ अंदर किया है, यहाँ हमारी कोई हेल्प नहीं हुई है,
कोई हेल्प नाम की चीज ही नहीं है।
और फिलहाल इसी के साथ एक छोटा सा ब्रेक ले रहे हैं, आगे कई और खबरें आपके लिए, स्टे विद अस।